So some background really quickly before we get into the meat of this matter here. A while back, Sacha Baron Cohen played a joke on some small town, holding like a town hall type of event, where he was talking about how they were going to invest all kinds of money into the town, and the people of the small town were very excited to hear about this until it turned out to be a multi-billion-dollar mosque that was being built, and then all of a sudden they didn't want those dollars, they didn't want that investment, and basically it was done to spotlight the ignorance of these fucking people, right? This person then comes in and says, interesting, you can bring a mosque to America, and if you don't like it, you are racist. Try to put a Catholic church in a Muslim country and see how they react. Who are the Catholics of the Middle East? I hope I'm saying this right. The Marionette Catholic Church is the largest of the Eastern Catholic churches in the Middle East at around 1.7 million members. It has a strong presence in Lebanon and has communities in Syria and Jordan and Cyprus. You have the Melkite, once again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing these correct, Greek Catholic Church, which is the next largest in the region with 1.5 million members in the Middle East. Syria, Jordan. I mean, these go on, right? You can see Catholic churches with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of members, located in the Middle East. And these are churches that, I'm getting this from a Catholic website. I'm not pulling this out of my ass here. So you said, try to put a Catholic church in a Muslim country and see how they react. Well, I mean, these churches exist. Were you not aware that they existed? Were you under the impression that there just are not any type of Christian or Catholic churches anywhere in the Middle East? Because they are. There are, I guess I should say. And what happened in that exercise with Sacha Baron Cohen is a spotlight of people who claim to be all-American patriots, but then show that they are clearly anything but all-American patriots. Now, before we go any further, please understand, I despise all organized religion. I despise Christianity, Islam, Judaism, you fucking name it, whatever the fuck Tom Cruise is, I forget what it's called. I despise all organized religion. Having said that, the United States of America is a country that was founded on the principle of freedom of religion, which means you are free to worship and practice your religion as you choose, and I am free to worship and practice as I choose, and she's free to worship and practice as she chooses, and they're free to not worship and practice. It doesn't matter. You can do what you want, which also means you can build your church or your mosque or your synagogue or your temple or whatever the case may be where you want, as long as it's allowed by your village or town or city. And you see a bunch of people who claim to be all-American patriots, which would include embracing and defending the freedom of religion. But they don't want that in their neighborhood, right? They don't want that. They don't mind if a Catholic church goes in their neighborhood. And therein lies the really fucked up part, right? They wouldn't mind if a Catholic church went into their neighborhood, even though the Catholic Church now has a well-documented and well-known history of hiding sexual abuse scandals for decades. Thousands of young boys abused by hundreds of priests. And they would be like, yeah, you could put a Catholic church there. But a mosque can't happen. Now, personally, I'd like to have neither in my neighborhood because neither one of them pay property taxes. Neither one of them actually contribute to the local taxing bodies. So I wouldn't like either of them in my church. But it just shows the hypocrisy of the people in that small town that they would take a known pedophile church, a church that is known to actively assault the children in their communities over a mosque because it's a different religion. Those people aren't welcome here.